up, guys? We are here at the Impressions Expo in Fort Worth 2023. I'm Colin, that's Zach. How you doing, man?
Good. I mean, we've got a pretty active show out there. We're in day 2. Lots of different people coming. This is the 3rd Impressions show of the year. First you had Long Beach on the West Coast, then you had Atlantic City on the East Coast. Fort Worth is about as central as it gets, so what do you say we go check it out?
Let's do it. Another trade show. Let's see what we got.
There are new things since we were here at the Atlantic City show just a few months ago. You never know. I mean, every 3 months you got new product, new equipment, new technology. Again, this isn't as big of a show as like Long Beach. It's comparable to Atlantic City, although it's amazing how much different equipment I saw at Atlantic City than I do here.
Right.
The big thing still is DTF. I mean, direct-to-film is just taking over the way that shirts are printed. We have a lot of screen printing equipment in here. You don't see much DTG. You do see embroidery like Happy Japan. You also see a lot of UV DTF coming in, which we're pretty excited to talk a little bit about. There's a couple different booths that are offering the machines. It's a game changer. It's going to change the way a lot of products are printed, including a lot of your sublimation products, because of the versatility it offers, just like DTF does, and how it changed the way we look at even print on demand. You know, direct to garment is limited to 100% cotton. Sublimation is limited to 100% polyester. Direct to film is not. Direct to film UV transfers is not limited to just a white product. It can print white ink, so it can go on a variety of colors of products. So again, a lot of this technology is actively changing. 3 months ago at the Atlantic City show, I didn't see one UV DTF printer. I saw one booth actually talking about the stickers itself, but no printers. Here we have a handful of them.
And there's one right up here.
Yeah, so we have your traditional DTF printer for apparel, in which it's a printer, a CMYK, goes into a dryer shaker, powders it, and you have then a transfer to finish. Right here is a UV DTF printer. So very similar technology, CMYK going onto a film, but that film is then married to this carrier, just like any other sticker. It's kind of 2 separate pieces that come together, and then you can easily apply it onto a wide range of products. This is a game changer for printing hard goods. These printers range in cost. They're constantly being improved upon, just like normal DTF, but it is a game changer if you're offering sublimation and those other hard good products, and you're just too limited to just a white surface. This allows you to go onto any color of product, and you're seeing more and more suppliers like Alpha Broder are starting to sell hard good products that are so complementary to this technology. It's never been easier to buy non-blank apparel at a wholesale price and have the technology to actually apply it and get a perfect print without having a big investment. Another great thing about this type of DTF, just like your traditional DTF, somebody else can print it, ship you the transfer, all you have to do is apply it. You don't have to learn the equipment, you don't have to buy it. You make a little bit less money, but it's a lot simpler. So it's a great way to get your foot in the door without making that investment. You can justify, hey, it's time to pull the trigger on this once you have the orders to pull that trigger.
Very cool.
Really cool stuff.
Is something like that, Zach, why do you feel like we're starting to see more and more of that? And how cool is it to start to see something like that kind of burst its way onto the scene?
I mean, it's a game changer. Direct to film is way more of a complementary process than direct to garment was. Direct to garment has become very much so print on demand because it's all about that quick turnaround download, but I'm limited on what I can print onto.
Right.
Versus direct to film can go onto virtually anything. And if I have a 100-piece order or if I have a one-off, direct to film is often a really good route to go. Screen printing is all about the setup. Each color in the design has to be set up. It just takes time. So So if somebody comes to you and they need 6 colors on 30 shirts, the traditional screen printer might actually, back in the day, done that. Most screen print shops are buying direct-to-film equipment to complement it so that they don't have to do that headache. And that's not like what we had with direct-to-garment and some of the other digital processes when they first came on. The traditional screen printer, which dominates all decoration processes, didn't like the digital. DTF is now loved. It's universally loved. It's changed the industry. It has. Now, again, you're never going to get away from your classic screen printing. Every decoration process has a time and place. It's just that time and place for screen printing has been reduced a little bit. Direct-to-garment still has a time and place. We just visited Underground Threads with Susan Hines, and you got to check out that video because you'll see why DTG will continue to exist, but in the print-on-demand world primarily. Every process is going to be used, but it's just like a tool belt. You know, you have a hammer, you have a screwdriver, you have a drill. They all are used at different times. You don't want to try to drive a screw with a hammer. You don't want to try to drive a nail with a screwdriver. That's why you have both tools. And that's how you should look at all these decoration processes. They all complement one another so that you can fulfill your clients' wants and needs. The more you can act like a one-stop shop, the better. Now again, what I really like about DTF is it is a transfer. Anytime something is a transfer, it can be printed by one company, sent to you, and then you actually apply it. So if you're not comfortable buying the equipment or you can justify it, you can get a transfer very, very cheap. And again, when you compare the ink cost of DTG or the setup time for screen printing, completely been changed. When it comes to embroidery, not a whole lot's been changing recently. The biggest thing I see on some of the new embroidery machines is the auto tension. Auto tension is very important. There's a lot of variables that go into embroidery to get a really good quality final product. I mean, right here at the Melco, you can see we're sewing a hat, 3-dimensional onto puff. So by sewing over that puff, you're going to get that raised look like you would at like a lid store. Then over here, you have your typical flat. And again, a lot of these machines now are being built with auto tension capabilities, and you can see the quality in the design itself. So those are the little features I'm seeing as far as an embroidery standpoint. Embroidery's going nowhere, screen printing's going nowhere. It's just the digital processes like direct-to-film are growing, and some of the other digital processes like sublimation and DTG are going down because of DTF.
Right.
You've got a little bit of everything here. You've got apparel suppliers. You have software like DecoNetwork. You have screen print equipment, screen print chemicals. Everything you need to know about how to run your shop, you can essentially learn at one of these trade shows. There's just a lot of opportunity. What I love about the decoration industry, I talk about it all the time, there's so many different business models that you can pursue and make them work. Again, here we have Underground Threads. Check out our video that we made on Underground. Again, Susan Hines is the queen of DTG. You'll learn more about how DTG works from a print-on-demand standpoint, and even Underground Threads actually sells a lot of their own technology and knowledge. You can buy equipment, software, and other things, and learn how to be a print-on-demand fulfillment center. So you're seeing a lot of businesses do more than just one thing. They may supply something, maybe they sell software and technology on top of it. They do it all. And the more you can act like a one-stop shop, the better. And one-stop shop means typically I'm offering screen printing for bulk orders. That does not mean you have to be the one actually sewing. So I have a small manual press in my shop. It works for a lot of orders, but I don't want to do a 10,000 piece order. So what do? I connect to somebody on DecoNetwork that has that big automatic press, and I outsource my production to them, and everyone's happy. You don't have to do it all yourself to be that one-stop shop. You don't see too many DTG machines here. I had the Brother 782. Thing was a tank. Brother, Epson, those are the DTG machines you're still seeing. They're still good pieces of equipment. But if I were to start today, I would, it's like it was when I started 14 years ago. You start with the heat press. There's not a more universal tool that will last longer than a heat press. Right here at Transfer Express, Transfer Express is under the Stahls umbrella. If you don't know anything about Stahls, Stahls is a pillar in our industry. They are phenomenal at what they do. One of the things that they do is they sell Hottronics heat presses. So Hottronics is a part of the Stahls umbrella. You cannot buy a better heat press anywhere. They are made in the United States. They're made in Pennsylvania. Just great quality equipment, and you guarantee that those direct to film and other transfers always produce a really good final product. Another thing that we're starting to see become a lot more popular that Stahls is really pushing in the revolution are the 3D emblems. So Stahls and Transfer Express for years has done screen print transfers. They also offer direct to film transfers, but what is becoming a real game changer are the patches that they're able to do. I mean, this looks like 3D embroidery because it is, but it was then just heat pressed onto it. I didn't have to have a seamstress sew this final product onto here. And these patches come in a lot of different ways. You have 2D, 3D embroidery, you have PVC. I mean, it's some really cool stuff. The dimension, the things that you used to have to directly apply to the product, now it's just essentially a heat transfer. And one of the reasons this all became possible from a patch standpoint is the new 360 heat press that Stahls came out with. What's really great about this press is it has a top and a bottom heat application. Now, if you're printing a traditional transfer, you don't need the bottom heat. But for these brand new types of patches, you do, and then you ensure a perfect cured product. So again, you never know. You have new technology, new equipment to complement it to make it all work together. And you go to one trade show, it's not there. You go to the next, and boom, there's 6 booths with it.
Right.
So you never know. And that's why we try to make these videos to educate you what's coming and make an informed purchasing decision. If you just use the internet and what you read, you're not always going to get the full picture. I mean, you can watch the video and, hey, maybe you don't agree with everything I say. It's a lot of it's an opinion, but to be able to come to the show, talk to the reps, learn as much as you can, is never going to hurt. It's just the shows are difficult to sometimes attend. I mean, Atlantic City, Long Beach. Next month we're going to be in Atlanta for the Print United show. Anybody who's on the East Coast and you want to see a huge show that covers everything in the decoration world, even outside of apparel, check out Print United in October. It's in Atlanta this year. It was in Vegas last year. It's in Vegas next year. And we at DecoNetwork will be at that. Right here we have the M&R equipment. There's not anything prettier than M&R. M&R has been the benchmark for screen printing equipment for decades. I mean, it is simply the best. It's not the cheapest, but I've never heard anybody ever buy an M&R piece of equipment and say, I regret this purchase. It is great stuff. And what M&R has done is in Long Beach, we saw that they came out with their own DTF printer in Long Beach. And it was a very different type of printer than this. This is the new M&R printer. This thing is a beast. I don't don't have one in my shop. I have my own DTF, but if I were to get into it, I would highly look into this press, because this printer altogether for the price with that M&R, support, you really can't beat it. And DTF is, again, it's so new. It's only 3-4 years old, and the technology is constantly evolving. And you want to often work with a supplier that's going to give you the support that you need to keep that printer up and running. And M&R just gives me so much peace of mind with their years of support, just that brand recognition that we know they're not going to sell me a piece of junk and then leave me hanging to dry. So again,
right. A lot of the times it's worth paying up to know that you're going to get that quality.
Well, in most DTF printers, you're around $23,000 with install. This M&R, I think I was quoted $35,000 with install. I'll tell you, that's a hard price point to beat, to have that just peace of mind that you're getting a really good printer. And again, M&R, they're the benchmark when it comes to screen printing equipment.
You can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong. Cannot go wrong. But I'm not putting down other direct-to-film printers, but just keep that price point in mind. If I can get that printer for $35,000, and then there's another printer for $40,000 that I don't recognize the brand, I'd highly suggest looking at that M&R machine. And then we have the ultimate booth. We got Brittany. How's it going, Brittany?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good. So yeah, we've been here at the show. We're day 2 of 3. If you have any questions about, some of the stuff that we've covered in this video, never hesitate reaching out. We're trying to do more and more support when it comes to providing that industry know-how and education. We want to educate you to make informed purchasing decisions on ways to actually grow your business.
Right.
And we at DecoNetwork are becoming the Decoration Network, where we can be helping each other with more than just the software solutions that Deco does.
No doubt. Well, guys, we appreciate you walking around with us. This is like the 4th or 5th time we've done this now.
It has
It's
been
fun. So we hope you learn and take some things away from this video, and leave us a comment if you have any questions, and we'll see you at the next show. So see you later,
Thanks,
guys.
Colin.
See you guys.